Welcome back to the main events of Italian diplomatic activity abroad. We renew not only the feeling of deep friendship that binds Ukraine and Italy, but also the great support and full closeness of Italy to your country and to what it is doing with great resilience and great heroism. These are the words addressed by the President of the Republic Sergio Mattarella to the President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky on March 15 during his visit to Rome. On Zelensky's agenda, there was also a bilateral meeting at Palazzo Chigi with the President of the Council of Ministers, Giorgia Meloni, and a meeting with the Minister of Defense, Guido Crosetto. At the end of the visit, the Ukrainian leader wished to thank Italy for the support received and personally the Prime Minister Meloni for the leadership. On April 16 and 17, the Minister of Foreign Affairs Antonio Tajani was on a mission to Beijing and Shanghai. In these capitals, Tajani met the Minister of Commerce Wang Wentao to strengthen the Italy-China economic partnership, with whom he opened the 16th Joint Economic Commission, the main instrument within the framework of the Global Strategic Partnership established between the two countries in 2004. The two then co-chaired the Italy-China Business Forum with around 50 qualified Italian and Chinese companies and attended the signing of the Italy-China Action Plan for the promotion of the Made in Italy on the major Chinese e-commerce platforms. Regarding Beijing's role in international crisis, the head of the Farnesina commented on the ceasefire agreement between Lebanon and Israel reached in Washington.
Mi pare che già qualche segnale.
I think some signs of this have already been seen in Lebanon. We hope this can also be seen in the US-Iran negotiations. We also share the same opinion regarding the attacks on Gulf countries, which are friends of both China and Italy. We therefore hope that China, a major country, can play a positive role in building peace, starting with a ceasefire.
Un ruolo positivo per la costruzione della pace e iniziando da un cessate il fuoco.
The head of the Foreign Ministry then had a bilateral meeting with the Minister of Foreign Affairs Wang Yi dedicated to bilateral issues and the main international crisis. On the impact of a blockage of the Strait of Hormuz on fertilizer prices, whose increased risks having serious consequences for agriculture in Africa and other fragile regions, Tajani called for China's cooperation as the world's leading producer, confirming Italy's support for UN initiatives for the transport of fertilizer and humanitarian goods through the strait. At the beginning of the week, Tajani was on a mission precisely in Beirut, where he took part in a series of institutional meetings with the President of the Lebanese Republic, Aoun, and with the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Immigrants, Raji, to confirm the closeness of the Italian government to Lebanon to strengthen international support for the country and for peace. During the visit, the minister also met the Italian contingent of the bilateral military mission, as well as connecting via video conference with Italian soldiers deployed at the UNIFIL base in Samaha. On April 15, Minister Tajani took part in Berlin in the third humanitarian conference for Sudan, on the third anniversary of the outbreak of the civil war. With around 15 million displaced persons, the Sudan crisis still represents the most serious humanitarian emergency in the world. The civil war in Sudan must be stopped immediately. We ask all countries that support the warring factors to cooperate. Tajani said, recalling that with the initiative Italy for Sudan, Italy has mobilized more than 130 tons of humanitarian aid and over 6 million euros in contribution for emergency initiatives. On the occasion of the National Made in Italy Day and the Leonardo Awards 2026 ceremony, in which Minister Tajani took part, Italian talent and excellence were celebrated. The awards each year highlight companies and leading figures of Italian know-how in the sectors of fashion, design, food, culture, and digital innovation. For 2026, the diplomatic network will host over 100 initiatives, events, festivals and projects in 64 cities in 38 countries to promote dialogue between tradition and innovation. One of these initiatives took place on April 13 in China in the Xinjiang district of Chengdu. Within the framework of the Chengdu Europe Industry Dialogue Initiative, the event had as its main theme sustainability in the agri-food sector. The organization was curated by the Consulate General of Italy in Chongqing, the Chengdu Foreign Affairs Office, and the government of the Xinjiang district, with the collaboration of the Italian Chamber of Commerce in China and Slow Food International. Within the framework of the International Baroque Music Festival that takes place in the Jesuit missions of Bolivia on April 14, the Embassy of Italy in La Paz hosted the Italian musical group Lux Terre Baroque Ensemble. which performed the concert The Song of the Violin in the Church of the Exaltation in front of the Italian residents. The ensemble from Vercelli performed pieces by 17th century composers including Biagio Marini, Arcangelo Corelli, Giovan Battista Fontana and Marco Uccellini, highlighting the importance of the Italian musical tradition within Baroque music. And that's all for now. Thanks for your attention and stay tuned!